All right, welcome to Talking Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk to you about HIVE Blockchain, stock ticker HIVE. They are a Bitcoin and Ethereum mining company. If you're watching this right now, there's a 50% chance or more that you are not subscribed to the channel. We talk about Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners all the time on this channel, so if you enjoy this type of content, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. In addition to that, if everybody would smash the like button, that helps out the channel a lot, and I appreciate it. Lastly, there's a link in our pinned comment below to our free Discord. So you're welcome to come over there. Again, it's free, and we have a very active conversation going on over there. So HIVE has an awful lot going on. I want to go through all that, and I'm going to start with their monthly operational update. So let's dig in and take a look at HIVE. Okay, HIVE Blockchain provides May 2022 production update. And again, it's the beginning of June. So they mine both Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. So right now, this is the breakout of the Bitcoin versus the Ethereum that they mine. I'm going to go down a little bit in the report where they do a Bitcoin equivalent so that it's a little bit more comparative with all the other Bitcoin mining companies in the industry. Okay, so I'm going to start in the middle. The company's total Bitcoin equivalent production in May 2022 was 459.2 BTC equivalent. It's just 7 Bitcoin equivalent less than Riot did in the month of May, and Riot was in second place out of all the Bitcoin miners in the month of May. Despite the fact that you'll see HIVE has 3.4 exahash of Bitcoin equivalent and Riot has 4.6. So they are getting a lot more out of less. They're a very efficient miner. They pride themselves on this. This is one of the things that they talk about. We did have an interview on the channel with Frank and Aiden earlier in the month. So if you want to check that out, month over month, we like to see growth on these companies. So as all of these companies have expanded greatly, and 459.2 Bitcoin in the month of May is their all-time record. So from that standpoint, this was their best month ever. However, if we compare it to last month, the company's total Bitcoin equivalent production in April of 2022 was 458.3. So everybody did almost exactly in May what they did in April. The difficulty level went up in May, and so whatever amount of additional equipment was added by all of these companies tended to cancel out by the difficulty rate, and they all ended up in virtually the same place. So if we look at the breakdown, 273 Bitcoin were produced. 2,694 Ethereum were produced. So if you break that down right now, this company is about 60-40 mining Bitcoin versus Ethereum. They were at 2.15 exahash of Bitcoin at the beginning of May. They increased that to 2.18 exahash by the end of May. They've got 6.26 terahash of Ethereum mining capacity running as well. Okay, Frank Holmes, the executive chairman, said, in May, we produced an average of 8.8 Bitcoin per day. So this is just strictly from their Bitcoin ASIC miners. And he says, we are pleased to note that as of today, which is June 6th, we are producing approximately 9.2 Bitcoin a day, even after the recent difficulty increase of 5.5%. So they have made progress. They have a lot more machines coming, and you're going to see they're having a little bit of a shift in philosophy. So I want to talk about that because there's obviously a big event potentially coming up with Ethereum sooner or later. Okay, they talk about 1 year ahead hash rate growth outlook. HIVE is pleased to update investors on the company's growth plans for the year ahead. The company will be at 6.2 exahash BTC equivalent hash rate in 1 year, based on contracted monthly deliveries of ASIC and GPU hardware with deposits in place. So that's up from 3.4 exahash Bitcoin equivalent as of today. So that's not quite a double, but it's a significant increase they plan over the next year. HIVE's treasury of Bitcoin and Ethereum mined with green energy is currently valued at approximately $122 million. Everybody knows there's a switch from proof of work to proof of stake that is pending here on Ethereum. Now, this has been pending for years. Here's what HIVE has to say about that. Despite the recent fall in price, Ethereum has outperformed Bitcoin over the last year. We decided it was prudent to take some profits in Ethereum due to its higher volatility and have sold approximately 10,000 coins. We significantly reduced our Ethereum holdings to fund our Intel strategic relationship and the building of new Bitcoin miners. So essentially, they're selling their Ethereum to buy Bitcoin miners. However, due to continued expansion of our ETH mining capacity, we will look to replace those coins in the near future. So they hope to get another cycle out of this, mine a bunch more Ethereum, sell it, and buy more ASIC Bitcoin mining machines. Okay, so in their words, we will continue to look to sell ETH at strategic times to fund our long-term Bitcoin mining goals. We see our Ethereum mining operations as a highly profitable and less competitive niche where we can take advantage for long enough to become a large player in the Bitcoin mining space. So they have these GPUs, they're mining Ethereum, they're mining it at a highly efficient number, they're selling their Ethereum for a profit, and they're reinvesting that in Bitcoin miners. So they are making a change, but at some point this will affect them. So they're hoping to get through another cycle of this. It's now June, so people are targeting maybe August or maybe sometime near the end of the year. So the longer this goes, the better it is for Hive. However, these machines will not be worthless at the end of that. They will turn to mining something else in all likelihood. Now, there's nothing as profitable as mining Ethereum or Bitcoin. As far as I can tell from the research that I did, which was not extensive, it looks like most of these people are looking to maybe move over to Ethereum Classic, which is still proof of work. If for some reason ETH never transitions to proof of stake, that will be gravy, as they say. So essentially they're saying, if we can keep these running forever, great. That's just a bonus, but it's our plan essentially to use these GPUs to increase their Bitcoin mining facilities. I just want to take a minute and look at Hive's balance sheet as well, because this is a very strong company. So a lot of people are worried about an extended bear market. We're clearly in a bear market right now. That doesn't mean we won't have some bullish runs inside of this. We already have. We had a giant bullish run up to 48,000 with Bitcoin at the end of March. So we may see some more of that. We may recover. We don't know. But there are an awful lot of people that are worried we're in an extended bear market, and there are other people that are worried we're moving into a crypto winter, which could be extended. So I do not believe that. I think we're bouncing along the bottom, and we will be recovering at some point before the end of this year. But that is just my personal opinion. So please, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence. And obviously, you have your own feelings about the trajectory of Bitcoin going forward. But what I wanted to show is that Hive Blockchain has a very strong balance sheet. So if we are in a bear market or if we are in a crypto winter, it is these companies with strong balance sheets, very small debt, that are set up to make it from one end to the other of a potential crypto winter. If I just take a quick overview of their balance sheet, you'll see they have $268 million. Now again, this is December 31st, are their most recent balance sheet. So this is about 6 months old at this point. So these numbers are not the latest and greatest, but they're the most recent numbers we have to look at. So at this point, they had $268 million in current assets and only $15 million in current liabilities. So that's about a 17-to-1 ratio of current assets to current liabilities. That is amongst the best of all the Bitcoin mining companies. So far as I can tell, Hut 8 is number one in that category. They are 20-to-1, but 17-to-1 is just behind them. And then if we look at total assets, they have $487 million in total assets versus liabilities of only $55 million. So loans payable, notes payable, you'll see very small numbers here. Loans payable, $17 million, term loan, $7 million. So that's $14 or $15 million worth of loans payable. To put that in perspective, Core Scientific has $1 billion of loans payable. Now, those are obviously long-term. They're not all due in the next 12 months. But from a cash flow standpoint, in a crypto winter, you do not want to have to be having massive interest payments. The less overhead you have in a crypto winter, the better. So because they have very little debt, number one, that decreases the amount of cash they have to use on a monthly basis to service interest and principal on their debt. In addition to that, with this strong balance sheet, they have a lot of assets that they can either convert to cash and use to get through the crypto winter, or they can leverage right now and take loans against their Bitcoin, and or they have several $100 million in Bitcoin mining equipment. So those are two potential assets that they could leverage to get cash if they need it in the event of a crypto winter. They have a very low cost of mining right now, but a lot of that is due to the massive efficiencies they're getting from mining Ethereum. So that could change if we move to proof of stake and we go into a crypto winter. Then obviously that changes their equation. However, if you look at this balance sheet, they're extremely well set up to survive any of those scenarios. So their stock has taken a beating. They did a 5-to-1 reverse stock split, which technically does not change anything. The overall market cap of the company remains identical. However, psychologically, reverse stock splits are met with a lot of resistance by investors, and typically companies, at least in the short term, take a pretty big hit from doing a reverse stock split. Hive is no exception to that. Their stock has been beaten down. So with that, let's go take a look at the chart and see what's going on. Okay, this is Hive on the 1-day time frame. I have two lines here, two blue lines. One is at $8. That line is from May 4th. So that was just 1 month ago. So Hive is trading at $3.78 right now. 1 month ago, it was trading at $8. I have another line here at March 29th. So that was about 2 months ago. It was actually about 2 months and 1 week ago. HIVE was trading at $11.67. Now remember, these numbers are all adjusted for the reverse stock split, so these aren't the actual numbers. So essentially, in the last just a little bit more than 2 months, the price of HIVE stock is down 67%. And in the course of the last 1 month, it's down over 50%. So this company's market cap has been cut in half in the last 1 month. This is now a $300 million market cap company. Back in November, they were as high as, I believe, $1.8 billion. So that is a drastic reduction in their overall price. From their high back on November 8th when Bitcoin was at its all-time high, right now HIVE is down 86%. And that is mostly a reflection of reduction in market cap. A small percentage of that is due to dilution by issuing new stock, but the vast majority of that, almost all of it, is due to the fact that their market cap has been so drastically reduced. So I'm just going to look at one potential price target for HIVE. If HIVE was able to recover from basically this 50% beatdown they've taken over the last month, and it's for 2 reasons. Number one, all the Bitcoin miners have been beaten down over the last month, but in particular, this stock took an extra hit based on the fact that they did a reverse stock split and the market did not like that, so there was a huge sell-off. So while Bitcoin has been trading in relatively the same range over the last month, HIVE Blockchain is down 50% in market cap. So if Bitcoin was to go on some kind of run and get a little bit healthy, if HIVE just got back to where it was trading 1 month ago, that would be a 111% increase in the price of this stock. So obviously there's a lot more room to the upside from there, but this would be a very aggressive target. So even if you had this as your 2022 target for the rest of the year, if HIVE can stay healthy and you saw their healthy balance sheet, and if Bitcoin can have some type of rally, I think there's a potential double here on this stock. Now, having said that, this stock is at its 52-week low. It's down 50% in the last month, so this is a very volatile stock. It's clearly a falling knife right now, so nobody knows when the bottom is in. This stock could continue to go lower for some time. So again, this is not financial advice. Please be careful and do your own due diligence if you're looking to invest in this company, because this one has a lot of upside, but it also potentially has a lot of downside. So again, a big risk reward equation. So please be careful. All right, that's all I got on HIVE for you today. So if you made it this far, please remember to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.